Yes, because if the macroeconomy does not reflect in the micro,
macro no. Ede kase akofo ntiese electricity kofo. Once make kasa make catch say no cre. Digital but they no try mo double standards.
What is the double standards?
And the macroeconomics factor
what is the double standards?
It is. Do you go to see and carry? There be. I'm saying carry.
They see your parliament. They see your parliament.
Almost say another. Obi. I'm saying that macroeconomic
macro number form. What is the use of the macro? It is out of the
and I reflect here. What's happening then? No moment to say now. Miracles are what macroeconomic indicators. Hey!
Yamo bibia kwaba na yemfa mbra mega TV platform we eso. Debia ye ka MPP fo jandama aya na obi nti ase. Debia mega me betena nom na meka se MPP egu a ana so hu se ma caption video I chese MPP egu a. People don't just understand and people think say mega me hu na etemi se bi eye me de se me di be towards MPP egu. This stage MPP women, do you think MPP is it is in normal times? MPP is not in its normal times. I must tell you. MPP any in a good time. Abusafo. Se ka se MPP ewo in a good time na enye no kware de biarada. Na enye no kware de biarada. Owura ye frɛ no Adomako mensa Collins Adomako mensa afijase kwa abre North constituency member of parliament on the ticket of MPP. Owura wagu ne ho anim ase. Owura ye san ye frɛ Bediako Esquire lawyer Bediako semukai akwatia member of parliament no. In fact, we being papa a lawyer. Akotia member of parliament, Esquire, we being now watch MPP Collins Adomako say or no, a penny the in everything, politics or age law, denu bibiano, wabin. There are some Tiamika San same way. Ye na ye nim semre petrol boasha say a hike. Petrol bo shutu. Petrol bo ashasiye true dynamics and enkomodidie bia ba montin so we na yewura lawyer Bediako say there be mentra say emma MPP Adomako Collins Adomako metna hanom emetu mfuturo emfa ngu Ghana fo ani da bida e wo se me so me kire se amamu na NDC fo ya ba yebu no sebi anye bi na MPP fo bebu ye nka Ghana ko nanim enti mekirem die enti asa ne mawe ekoso ampa owura ne de ose eyoyo o kire so ye lawyer ampa obi so nti o kan na nsem wie kwa na obi to no no ankasa wa ye shocked etu hwe nsem na Adomako Collins Adomako na eka ni bia na ye nonfa because already no owura ye friend Beidu lawyer Beidu wa be kan nsem ni na abusuye men kasa nche yenko na yinkoti full details full information on this issue ewa sempa na yekoba inaka ina beto so hanom still remains your number 1 authentic platform negative nyankopon enka hona onhira papa yenti ise di bekoba beto so
bekasa eya obi It is a November 2024. But you see, ya can say yasre omo. Oh, niam anketinke bi o ho as ye hwe. Obi, yam fa manyo samonto nche. This whole thing about last day recruitment ni ade no. Aso man as ye hwe sa ade no. On say no can say 14 months, it be 10 months.
Yes.
Yes. Na 2 years no assessing. It's a prepare. No, okay, baby, or say a month be almost share. I'm not too sure about that. But the end can you or no SCS what a use or say almost any effective November. Can you imagine November of 2024? It is a November 2024. Nese say yeah kikakwa but we no ye no ni claim mpo and a recruitment. Look, I can tell you, me DBH nanseng ti me hu GS recruitment no. Obi enya appointment letter nko ube wie process na obekasa afi wo staff ID no wie bibia na campus and papa.
Yeah.
On saka appointment letter. And I think says essentially we bounce saka appointment letter at be call region.
Yes.
It is a tamale kra na obekwa na boga obeko. O de ko hwa omo hwe wie na former asoma se fa ko district no. Do the back district empenfo etie obi a oye teacher ni in process.
Okay.
O de back district no wie district na o de akọ school no. It will be sad and one way. We are and near my do be family, be family, that what we are. No, what's sad about region, regional office, no. Now, regional office now validated be and son about headquarters. And yet, that what dear. Indeed, so be appointment. Now, you're so close to end. Don't forget, you see, yeah, as someone me bisa me honest say, look, the Director General of Ghana Education Service. Sabe, and when you're private school, Ghana sika nye ni sika. Iti dia ne hawa. Ontimi ntu yomoka. Se owo na kwan a. Odi yomoka ebe no e ono ni sika me But you see, because of yen history, checks and balances be a ye dia to safeguard yen abuses a ye ewo ye niema ye ni muntino. Ye will be a friend clearance. Se wo befa obi adwuma ewo yi bia so kwaje clearance. A free Ministry of Finance. Now, clearance ne ba e kire ni padodo ayemfa. Obi em pese sabi o akona homeji mu awie as Director General. Not ifie no kire obi be friend say then ye ma clearance 50 now go for nipa 100. Now o de Ghana sika editor. In fact, go through sakra finance may not pay because omnim ni padodo a o ma mom clearance.
Yes.
It obi nsemba say ya hwehwe mu misa say ye then what I'm being told. And I empathize with them. I don't blame them, but I blame authorities. A share sad years to make do baby edri. On the train idea. If you cry, young train say, real process no by this date. Sure. Because look, Obi often no clearance no duration.
Okay.
So when real process now could do headquarters, no man for one shared system nim. The last one I mean no 31st December 2025. Say a pound na could do 1st January. Now, when we process, you may hold an appointment letter, an assumption of duty. You may hold everything, but unco system and it's expired. And one, that is their system. Obia o TB anyone someone making it's a compasana. Obi ohan nipa be brand. We need to educate the Obi and Saka appointment letters here. I feel no koye who party. Of course, any job by Yami Adam when you're Juma. I feel no ko relax my brew. I mean, my homemaker cancer, but Omudian and Tessa. Quickly, no, it's all starting process, no, because you're that word here. Because even generating the staff ID, no, they say, and your manual. It is a obey one bit to catch up. Look, minimum be or call regional office or Faka or regional office more than 4 times, or could be a network, Yensankai, Cobra, Net Niniano, the system doesn't mind. Say by the time duration of the your friend is saying clearance, no, if it come no way, I'm fan. System now close. Obi OTMB.
Or say new clearance.
It's a new clearance. What happened? They say administration take you over. No, betos our problem. So I can tell you, say, not clearance. No, for about 6,000 teachers. No, we employ ne binum crowd and no to be a process. No, but Omia Ghana phone. GS echo cabinet through the minister. Echo an extension of the clearance. It doesn't usually happen. But don't go an extension of the clearance and normal day a share yes say sa inipa nyombe form. But what I'm being told they say no my ye largely but don't be who problem be say a binum appointment letter as far back as 2023. It is our clearance on koje and doesn't affect or monomono peculiar problems. Obi, on your fabi bianton China, young share problem, ye Ghana for, young ya banasa. It is a major issue. Look, koje extended a clearance dema omono. Migrate, be biayo, migrate to munia. So big akatu yabi maya, nebia, an error on ebia and Ghana card be, yes, there are minor ones, 1 or 2 be. Ebia no nye near ebia 14 months omuntu yaneka. So the only challenge I see, and of course, it do be so a human face. Put him near yes, clearance ni wisa okra appointment letter be kra was start ya chade. Up there, in headquarters no. Omo en kanchre no. Onmo de omnim said ni din ni omo yi nim. But down there no, why na ekwa ka chere say cratch je adwuma na kwotena fie no wade na anye yi. Because a slow no munim no guso chradie no headquarters nso nim so da so form ho chradie no ndi guso chradie ne hwese because kura ne nkrata ania o. So the issue is not about so the appointment letter veteran but the core you know. Look, one of the things they even found out when say until this administration came to be no na old administration mean say boni but you building on niada ye no decentralize appointment no terminate in terms of processes terminations. No me be our region. It wouldn't near buy. What they realize they say quota the my pay the clearance a lot of regions abuse here. Far more because no centralized a year to say headquarters say nay as be adeba near the pay yen quota no say BBI okay. They were issuing the letters our region. But what I say, enti ebinu exceed quota no. And you know what that means. Senya fiat be na beba near the regularize here. It is difficult because finance in him see ma 10,000, ya ma 5,000 quota. But what I say, but enti e kodru sana. Obi enu hon mo be person obekwa akọ sign bibi no try ya friend na bisa na asemo. One problem. Otherwise, into maybe as a director general and answer for GS and penny for. Sabi you okay no na ketua. This is not a private you obeka say me serviska. Abansika otu okay be the but ni akobe ni ano omye Ghana for. Let us see. Send your koje extended way the my binom ye no. Yen hwene but yenyama because enye asempa sesebe media nim sa anye fine enye it is a bibi o ho e betimi aye e dey regularize ya yenye but asomai no this obi if we can even legislate it say e be 3 months before elections no mo be a appointment. I think we should say the way on why because look who were 4 years and then is a President Mahama Bresu so be appointment mean you sabi no ni say to me no be say ahwe one regularize bibia me ni say so no nya to me ba ban mu a obeka so yi obi adi but them bembe ho sa a lot of them on side step processes because of time. But you see obi obebe bia no wa committee no so be person obeyi mu. It is our brand no bresu the outside step but papa no aka say adentiru ebi ni you say unim say ye ka ebi no mu a ye say omo nso ye yi omo anya teacher fo nko chief of staff ma audit course so ni ade and na ye say ebi nom de omo niam na nye papa mu kofie. It's sad obi Ghana for no arewo but that ni atwan kodu bra ye beto aba ana ya tokura wie and ye be appointment de ama obi say afei de ya ma appointment na wiase a ni atranse ni ahwe say obi mra no be audit processes no. It's not fair timi de mesre say ya de betimi legislate ya yenye say 3 months because plus or minus appointment bia no betimi aye hu bibia regularize by 3 months. It is by before 3 months before election mo bia no do and say who aban mu na person fa from them regularize no munya adwuma me Ghana for obi enu obeba be ha o twen na last minute na kobasa na ho pepre esese ebia ade wo de fa ha osuro se bribetia no wadwane no de akwa chia wa ha because of person system no owura mu ansa eba ne o de tia ebeka so wanye we na Ghana ni ebi o honso no kro nim se esese me yesa ne ma ni nia wo na wo fa na adwuma no nso person obi titai okay wo de fabra so ebia ese ko region ansa no no ade aba enti amfa region for books ebeba no ye be audit region for ni mu hwe but what you mention na koye nsem bebre na sabi obi a wanya adwuma ye ho party agina ni wo ho se wanya adwuma okura appointment letter na ne o kan yo kan otherwise na make say dey pa ni problem a GS director and a ministry omo person betu anaka the problem ye den enye ni sika na ye di atua but obi aso hwe ni ye obi se onua ba ma na te onua ba na te obeka se ho a oti hwe ohun yi no chena obi ama me kase wa cause financial loss to the state because all side stepping processes be na say o the year what please you be but one case you could one day be held for into trouble. These are the issues. I think we need to go into it. I feel say obi mo betimi aye sa de we specifics e be a way appointment letter ni problem ben then you will get into it. Maybe we need to even extend it to the office there. Say we there they will be able to tell you. Na ama
very well. Ekosi saying higher SHÂME FM. Mema Honorable Collins Adomako na ansana no. Ma mene okay. Ain't Dennis Miracle Sabuaje is joining us for some 2 minutes. Clarity be on our petition no na fe yen twa yen common. Dennis Otemenka.
Council metonga.
Aha. Into where the tell in be sima miensa really ye who more recommendations amodiama PURC no. Beyond that no what in this otsena omo be announcement no mo ka say okay ya hwe new mama who say rate was ya ye pese maintain mo be okay with that.
Maybe okay. Once okay the People's Forum petition now. A combination of issues. You'd realize that on one side, the reading issue, there's a big difference between the amatoye and the rate at which are obviously the abnormal rate at which are obviously may meet a reading. So that's another subject matter. And see, you'd have to look at that and resolve that before you even come and look at the rate of increase. Rate of increase, you realize, based on the complaints of the people, any evidence, any receipt, your catalog been put. In fact, all kind of petition, the data and statistics, there's a much more detailed information as well. Day-to-day purchase name, week-to-week purchase name, monthly purchase name. The point is that, say, you share ECG4 scaled band charges now on my SCC who analyze it from 2024 to data. You'd realize that the increase of 28% now by announcement, and you're correct. The actual increase based on the scaled band charges now is 58%. 58%. Remember to say there's already an issue with the PURC indicators are almost a year or more adjustments. When you look at in fact, they start all the way from Q1 2025, we share projection for CD dollar exchange rate, and projection for inflation, which over in our presentation, it's reflected in the PURC already has overcharged the Ghanaian electricity consumer, by some very high percentage. That's the difference between projection and the reality. And the PURC, in a certain quarter, projecting, you say the dollar to see in the 15 cedis. And over the adjustments, at the belay consumers. But the actual was about 13 cedis to the dollar. And yet, they've gone ahead to use the 15 to do the adjustment. And also, another thing, and also, that's overpricing and also overcharging, also another matter at the whole. And then, the very other critical issue are the people are raising, they say, PURC, one kasa more notification, and I say, one kasa communicate more release. That comes together with more price adjustments, and I say, more tracking the movement of inflation, CD to dollar exchange rate, generation mix, and fuel prices and a fuel cost. It is quite clear. So say, if we January 2025, all these indicators have been going downwards. And so the people are more difficulty. So we say, so reasons are all the adjustments in media. And the ban is saying, and a combination of all the 4 indicators, akofem, and yet, every quarter biano, auto electricity emanokosho. In addition to a tax of 4 cedis per gallon of fuel, or the so that they not yet here, and also is going towards the same electricity sector. And see, the PRC need to really take their time. So much of what no more issues now the people are raising. Now, addressing each of the issues. They should work together. All of them must work in concert before the consumer would have the needed relief now. But the biggest issue here, the first quarter 2026 is ending. Intelligence I gather say, in spite of all the improved macroeconomic indicators, which are the indicators are they factor into the quarterly adjustment for electricity tariff. The government has intention to still increase the electricity. And no the people's for many amount for say yes, no. When the train so kakra. Resolve the other issues now. Ye raising answer. Now the ideas of if there's going to be any adjustment, they should rather be thinking about a downward adjustment of the electricity tariffs. PUS be paying. In fact, 2024, I think first quarter, almost electricity so. My way so. 2018 the whole year, almost electricity so 17.5%. Oman to sokra, so rather. 2017, Oman Febi Anka Honkra. 2019, Oman Febi Anka. And now 2020, Oman Febi Anka. So all we are saying is that in spite of all these conditions, if there has been a time almost me have to tell electricity to stop and there, and yes, in the current situation now, man for komu buno mo breno, to me and common so my at the end of the first quarter 2026. Obi,
because one of the factors I'm raising fuel costs, shouldn't you be minded by the air cost Middle East, which me say because one of the factors I'm raising fuel cost. In fact, one of the factors are PRC. Shouldn't we all be minded by the air cost Middle East? Donald Trump, we are no one social. I wanted it to read, and the fact that one my Iran directive said a Strait of Hormuz no mention no mumbientum attacks any other day and he is saying that is the only way obetimi secure oil price stability on the world market. Say nyoma nkwan said ye na ye pen na ekogin semwa. That surely can be a reason why PRC intimi enter so mewa.
Oh, David, in the past, it should be, but also be in every decision making. The people factor so many things to decide. One of the critical elements are the people of this country. Decided to vote for this government is when the government told the people such factors cannot have any direct impact on the Ghanaian people. And see, I'm sure you agree. In the minds of every Ghanaian, unless they come and say otherwise, in the minds of every Ghanaian, the government of the day has the capacity to ensure that we live our lives independent of any of these things, let alone some war that is happening tens of thousands of kilometers away from Ghana. And see, I don't think that there is any way affecting. I don't think so. I don't think so at all. I'm sure that the government has the capacity to handle it. In fact, based on if but for now, if we have to make any assumptions, the first assumption we'll make is that this government has the capacity to ensure that they steer the affairs of this country without any external factor affecting us. Remember, Tama fuel prices call terminal. Oman can say international price in fuel price are confirmed. Over.
Yes.
They never. In fact, when we even told them, say, listen, the reason why 2022, 2023, now fuel prices in Ghana was only because now crude oil and above $150. The NT above and then say and then more ton of 60 to 62 dollars. And see, and looking at my say the DNC a buying papa ne the improved economy, macroeconomy in Manabasa. Me, I believe the government. I believe the government. Unless they tell us otherwise, I believe them.
Miracles, me and Nasi, be any ever sent by Bedin Comobio. Why? Dennis Miracles, Sabuaje, a lead convener at the People's Forum, and Motainen.
This was unnecessary.
A day,
was a dim common kama. They will pay ye, then among yourself. Sabi, unimun champ party. Yeah, dim common kama. Make us careful. I didn't want to even mention the poor petition. How can you say in 2019 more increase a tariff for Ghana?
2018.
How can 19?
Or say 2024 and 2018.
2019, mutu twice.
Yeah, but not 2018 to be fair.
May I heard him? Any nano from your kaka. Because you see, anything I make us say, idea we ye dim komo kama. Nia ye say sebi. A be free punk in ye.
Okay.
But then to me, a man from Macau and President Mahama can't say. President Mahama can say. External shocks ain't me affected Ghanaian people smartly. Oh, go on, send your wire smart, the average Ghanaian. Or see, economy. Sansa me machire look. And I would say President Mahama never contradicted himself. Nearby, and say, Mr. Wadiaba, one minka. Nearby, and say, the economy was in shambles. And ye bisa say, then you could do, sir. Near a debt to GDP rise could do 63 point something. I quite brutal crack or business. You won't see her. Ye and Pemoni Marino. And ye bisa say, how did we get here? After COVID, IMF MI 1 billion. Now World Bank my together 430 million. Near also IMF yes I call 3 billion. Now okay kabomwa one kasansumo budget was 1.7 billion amode a COVID day. It's a year then you be do because se fuel boy se mo kire say Russia Ukraine war. Emma fuel boy din and Emma wheat boy din aban and subsidize am ye na toy. It's Ghana for your kire because abre na nyama boy din yesuin. But then you buy na my is card to it's a year then na yen books financial books no that poor. This were the questions. And I'm almost say a COVID near Russia and Ukraine. Now President Mahama say yeah then basa. Don't forget say na a World Bank near IMF cra kase. Yang economy na nya yibia na nya yina. It was worse. It was not good. And na sa we no so be in the west. But I say you see say ne baby and beniati aye near conjecture. So nim sir. At this moment, near Abba, ye can ye better find gumun, ye better electricity by conjecture, BBMI. Currently, night here.
Yes.
Good. It is not the same as problem a COVID, the bar, not yet we lived it. And ye bisa questions, and a more attribute ye problems to COVID. And then a conjecture, ye nim a buying so plan. Say be a kobasa. Sabai decide say be a fool boy in the unlikely event. Say fool boy then as a buy be kwa kopebisi be ababe subsidize ya. Me no ne tonesa. In that case or chance sabai boka obeka chere say me ye mamu and I spent 1 trillion Ghana cedis and I'm this subsidize. And no dey na buy kan. Mo anya na mai scatter fool when they got to 20 cedis. I'm say subsidize. Is that what they are saying? Me no me enu an ye toy ade. Wheat no say mo see fi Ukraine no say ne boy ye dia ya na ye toy. It ye den na books no e ye that bad.
Very well.
This is a question they are not answering. Now mo say President Mahama ka say external shock. External shock no e ha me no because a wheat boy ye dia me no na ye to. But how comes here books are and no was controlled by Miracles Abuaje and Dr. Abaumiane Ore Kufuado no. E ye that bad.
Mate, your point is well made. Honorable Mepacho Bremwe.
Oh, really, good.
Come, baby, and Adia man yourself.
Said okay, you buy ye no quietly. I said the way he tea, baby, out in the media. Obi. The video is available.
Yes.
You're truthful to ourselves. The video is available. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Ujina Simpieso, asema okaye say Russia Ukraine war ntoko isi
Russia and Ukraine air kondi air
fire. is what the president said.
Okay.
That is what the president said. That is what the president said. It's a message. The president was very emphatic. He created the impression, say, as a country, the AC war Ukraine, Russia, should not have any effect on our economies. That's what the president said. It's a miracle. Ebusa will say, if the distance from here, President Nana catch you say 7,000 kilometers or say miles.
But when him said the conjecture.
What is conjecture about it?
No, at the moment, so you get the dream.
Because me question
the
president said what he said, and I think say miracles are right to have asked that question. Say, and then they do yes or no. Can they also argue? Said the Russia, Iran, can they also say to affect them? No, you cannot. It's a principle. You have to be a principle.
You cannot approbate.
I'll give you time. I disagree. I
also already communicate.
Sure.
Who can be almost say they expect say they should maintain the price. Also can be sir. I know they not can be frame miracles. Cause I mean no any adwin. It oba be cheche mu na metete. How can you say I don't agree with me about my miracles. Say it was a petition with maintain
Number one, halt any attempt to increase electricity tariffs again at the end of the first quarter. As further hikes would compound existing hardships.
Absolutely.
Number two, reduce the current 28% effective increase in cost, considering the improved macroeconomic indicators such as low fuel, stronger reduced inflation. Number three, at worst,
yes,
maintain the current tariffs without any further adjustment, allowing time for a comprehensive review that prioritizes consumer relief.
Okay. Maintain all that about
okay.
The data is very clear. Said being where suggest so more maintain it. They have to reduce it. Over here in the third quarter, exchange rate of use here 2-year calculation was 10.3052.
Okay.
At the end of the third quarter, the actual was 10.7032. Not just say actual no cost more than what they use in calculating. When they came to the fourth quarter, the difference was 0.398. The difference almost the better fourth quarter. In fourth quarter they were supposed to use 11.9735. So difference of 0.398 no quantity no. Almost the better 11 no. And what they used was 12.3715. Now what they are cost more than what you use in calculation. What the budget in the following quarter. After fourth quarter, we use 12 point something. Fourth quarter, so the actual for fourth quarter was 10.8733. Let's say you have overcharged us by almost 1.1002. It's even fourth quarter quad charging up to now. Some of adjustment by up to now rate no use. It is more. They even have to compensate us. So they shouldn't be talking about even maintain the same level. By now, can say period should grab out, grab a payatel. Say figures no use and it is way above the actual. Almost inflation of 12%, more than 12%. You really 6.2%. Now the way you see way, I'm not say at the end of the actual no. What they be actual cost now they adjust it. Near the end the above from the young person be adjusted. What kind of is this? In this quarter, let's say 31st was a day on Baby announcement. Mom can't just on Baby maintaining. They can't maintain. And Tumuka they are out. Tumuka is totally out because as we speak now, exchange rate look they are above 10. Inflation look they are do 3 point something. They don't have any reason. There's absolutely no reason. No reason. Fuel. There be fuel. And then I will tell you fuel BNC.
Na so BNC.
And I feel not person.
Who can your mommy answer where you back was?
No, normally this two. No.
And
yes, but the fuel no the first and second quarter calculation no matter fuel and can. It is the gas.
Yeah, you made
it is gas
earlier.
It is only in the third quarter and on the cost of liquid fuel account. So cost of liquid fuel
and also
and also in the fourth quarter mobile no free.
Yeah.
So it has not been a key point that you use for calculations. They cannot use that as a basis to somebody increasing.
Yeah.
In any case, Obi, 1 Ghana cedi number buy. When you say at force and buy on the 1 Ghana cedi buy.
Yes.
O project is over 5.6 billion. At the end of the year last year, 8.6 billion
Ghana cedi.
Yes.
Which is around $500 million.
Absolutely. That's what he got. He is even projecting this year. So we 11.2 billion
from the 1 Ghana.
From the 1 Ghana cedi. For the 1 Ghana cedi, it may make
the 1 Ghana cedi this can here for fuel.
For fuel.
Yes.
Yeah, and for legacy debt.
No. The 1 Ghana cedi, but the object of the bill, part of it was supposed to be pay legacy debt.
No, but I memo. I have the memo here. You can say the Energy Sector Levies Amendment Bill 2025 memorandum.
Yes.
Into the key part now.
Yes.
I think for the purpose of Yanko for 8 years, you know, or say the object of the bill is to amend the Energy Sector Levies Act 2025 to increase the rate of the energy sector shortfall and debt repayment levy in order to raise additional revenue to support the payment of energy sector shortfalls, reduce energy sector legacy debt,
absolutely,
and stabilize power supply.
Absolutely.
But the first paragraph is not the main thing. Maybe I'll show you another paragraph. Maybe.
Yes.
So go to your last but 2 paragraphs. Last but two. Last but 2. The levy will serve as a dedicated source of funding to the energy sector, and the proceeds will be earmarked for the procurement of liquid fuel for power generation, given that the current electricity tariff paid by consumers does not include the cost of fuel used for power generation.
Then why did they include that in the third quarter?
That was the question I asked.
In the third quarter.
So what we need to find out
in the third quarter.
What we need to find out is
in the third quarter. They added that.
Yes.
It was part of the third quarter. In fact, because of that, Busa PRC said, why are you including the cost of fuel, liquid fuel, in the third quarter adjustment? Which was electricity in the third quarter. Yes. It included some payments for liquid fuel.
Yes.
Yes.
SHÂME is being used to pay.
Yes. It's more than a country say assembly. It's on be increase there be more increase. And there many be men no nyadwe. Baby you treat the electricity also to mu bioma asamaba.
It is based on this memo, no?
Asamaba.
Parliament can then question the monies we paid in the third quarter. Which bills included allocation for fuel?
See, I asked that question.
Why?
Because
I asked that question myself.
The paragraph I just read says there is a reason why Parliament passed this bill to introduce 1 Ghana cedi.
The object. No.
You see, baby already.
No, object is
yes.
key.
The object, baby already. The first paragraph.
Yes.
The object included the payment of legacy debt.
I get it.
So,
yes, I get it. But sir, introductory way in the first paragraph. Subsequent paragraphs should elaborate on
but
that
you
point,
see,
no?
because
it doesn't
object,
say anything
I
about
agree,
it.
but because object,
yes.
including intino, so wabaha no babeka. Now, so one kasa it doesn't include with the paragraph you are
no.
But
the paragraph can say the levy will serve
for the benefit of one way.
Yes.
Paragraph ben
and I make where the memorandum accompanying the bill.
Yes. And a paragraph ben
where last but 2.
Yes. So the memo no and I make the object no now can
and then the first one
includes
sure.
And now paragraph
and the last but 2 they can say the levy. In fact, I will kind free the power sector risks imminent collapse if these unsustainable shortfalls are not resolved, particularly given that the fiscal cannot accommodate the financial needs of the sector. To help raise additional revenue to fund the needs in the power sector, government is proposing an increase in the energy sector shortfall and debt repayment levy. The impact
debt
will be
repayment
yes, because mind you, one thing is also in ETIAS here, say the 1 Ghana cedi, no, any additional stand-alone levy. It was an increase in an existing levy.
Absolutely.
Which existing levy was a levy Now a year for the repayment of debt.
That's true.
But the 1 Ghana cedi additional no had a specific purpose for the purchase of oil and as a fuel.
Liquid
fuel.
fuel.
No, but if that is the case, as a way amendment.
Sure.
Any as a kind no. Say if there is an existing levy,
yes,
okay,
yes.
no, and who legislation amendment now.
Yes.
Who say you don't also talk about you don't bear superfluous?
No, it is telling you, sir, this new levy of 1 cedi.
I still mention payment of debt.
To help raise additional revenue to fund the needs in the power sector, government is proposing an increase in the energy sector shortfall and debt repayment levy.
So which increase
that new levy increase will serve as a dedicated source of funding to the energy sector, and the proceeds will be earmarked for the procurement of liquid fuel. In that increase of 1 Ghana cedi, the proceeds from that 1 cedi, and for the payment of legacy debt. No, that bill, that levy now increase that levy not originally for the payment of legacy debt, but it is being increased to earn additional revenue, which revenue will be used for procuring liquid fuel. That's what
so it's an amendment.
But the okay,
yes.
Media they make us see and say PRC muti mobile be adjustments in the next quarter.
Yes.
Mama me country someone be increasing electricity. We don't want to hear that.
No matter what happens in the next
on the basis of the figures we have, no more crop on some compensating. Because at the time when there was under recovery, no quickly we could share 4th quarter. It moved to me my first quarter in 2026. When the figures are moving for quarter 4, no, you were way above a. You cannot use that. Put me some charge more. I know they no monte. What can with my meba. Eti on a minute miracle say no. Say maintaining a unit there has to be a reduction. Number 2 million can about teacher for. Obi. Hey, I can batch one catch for. David what teacher for some so come there.
But man touch on for now.
What can teacher for the number make.
Man touch on teacher for.
Who they tell
to work at you to a PURC for and to a you more than 8.
David.
The teacher for time now.
David. Oh, they tell me power service. The style of communication mama kasa. Me power sem because Obi some of the government communicators they are not in touch with the reality. But papa they be kasa me tie no a wo de tiase ma wo ka no o te de teacher for no ka no o te o mase Obi ye constituency we figure kwa abre no no Obi some teachers walk 10 miles mo de some wo Accra na wo tira de wa chimota na o Bangalore no wo Dynachia you are okay it's different from your villages Obi it's gentleman work say there's somebody who works 5 miles 6 miles 10 miles to go to teach. It's been 10 months. It is not a simple conversation.
Yeah, but there is a reason why.
Not what say. Reason no need
you can.
Then okay. What for be a jumen? What for be a jumen? Mosume baako mienu miensa enan enum insia. What enso what try enkro edu do baako du mienu. You've not paid the person. It's a difficult conversation. It may mean you have to first sympathize with them. This argument about who employ this time men call the person has been employed or a Ghanaian. You have not paid the person for 12 months. Your excuse should never be say you employed in December in the last previous government into 12 months. Saying.
Obi boa me na.
Oh, talk saying.
Oh, that's what Kasa say.
What talk saying? What saying? People are genuinely suffering. Mami papa boy how can I say 12 months in Pianica.
On 14
months in Pianica. What's up to electricity 28.2%?
Nanka yi levy ho.
Oh, mama kasa. What's up to the by 28? Mama kasa.
There be on say me
mama kasa. What to electricity 28.2%. What to Ghana water 19.3%. Ah, Obi aden. His Excellency, Bonnie Beng. Obi, she said Bonnie Beng pani. How they catch Bonnie Beng? If you don't come for Bonnie Beng, Obi nanti control no. Painting pampetia patase. PPP.
Nina yinkru.
Ekwa mo constituency. PPP. Painting pampetia patase. Obi ko to cherry tetem soko abroma edukro oyira. Diaponko.
Ekwa chen kwala.
Ekwa chen kwala de. 12 man nu dwaneka. Oso no like na wadum no. Okofa be na what 28.2%. Obi Okobunsuo okoya ya say increasing so by 19%. Ohata koko. Oya teacher ni o. And what koko? Our 4 bags. Just 4 bags or 5 bags. Okoya do mama say 1,000. And yet come on you didn't it is difficult. These are very difficult practical issues. What's that koko what 1,000 free so? 1,000, what the 1,000 bags 10 or what the 1,000 are 10,000. Why won't you have 12 months? It's not a simple discussion. Obi, what's the bro?
Inti anuna abayin ye day.
Hey, busanwe. Abayin ki omoka. That is the bottom line. Abayin must find money to pay them. Na dey bufu kwa me say, "Who we no toilet as mo demonstration."
Abayin said they should not demonstrate or picket at the ministry during work hours. Omo adwuma time also omo dey adwuma mo fa me demonstration.
Adwuma be no mo ye.
Omo tira de.
Adwuma no nti omo ka no.
To omo so cite article 21 of the constitution.
Now omo dey omo yenti omo ka no omo cycle labor laws.
No, me can't teacher for na cite article.
Absolutely.
Article 21 e kale. Yeah, can be a mom.
Okay, be a mom.
Article 21.
The article that says, oh, that be true. The article that says, every worker or Juma who deserve it.
Absolutely.
That's the constitution. That's
the constitution. Sure.
Yes. You have to first satisfy so your worker.
Yeah. No worker.
That's what I'm saying. So you see, yes,
almost have ID. No, Ukomi 162. The numbers they are talking about here 20-something thousand.
That's the point I'm making.
Omo emonsanka almost staff ID.
Or say 20-something.
Obi.
Or say the 27,000 sanka almost salary. 27,000.
Like the numbers of teachers no my employee no. Debi.
Or say the party no sanka salary.
Obi.
Or say
omo numbers near saying.
Or say
and also 20-something thousand.
Obi.
Yes.
20-something thousand will come home so sanka salary.
Now someone na papa ga wan dia na.
Yamina me kan yo.
You see.
Obi. Put me for lawyer tells you. Put me for lawyer tells you me Obi na me jaja.
Sensationalism. Also 20,000 sanka.
Uti fa great. Obi.
I think I forgot.
Obi.
Meba.
Masa. Uti fa groom nom bia me hunahuna me wa ha. Na groom nom na. Uti fa hunahuna me wa ha. They make can say Obi. Yes. Onya illegal terms na o use. Ye tuayeka neja groom nom ne say na okaka. If teacher no want to know if na way. Groom nom na okay emini akaya if away. Nipa ye tuayeka say groom nom.
Ti Obi uni.
Obi asema ye can say aban tuayeka.
Obi you see me have me. Oh you call this tangent pa na man come on. Me ye nipa ba akokra. It's unfortunate I say.
But what about 20,000? No say
I'm not a minister. Answer now be verified.
Okay.
The first question, yes, sure, say miracles. And say instead of we, I say Kobeka. No, say Kasama Vice President. Say, Omo Breso. Because any poor mo Kenyano, and you're buying a form. Let's establish that. The come grab a so between 2020, and most of these people all can 2024. But because I say 10 months and 14 months, 2024. Now buy my clearance for how many teachers to be employed? First question.
Banda Munso,
it is. Oh, Debbie, meba, Obi.
Because
Meba, or say 14 months, or say 10 months.
Yes,
so be and be 2 months, meba. Abai Mugra
University for
or say 14 months.
Yes.
Meba, yeah, and my
14 months, and they under MPP. But say be there 10 months.
Or say be there 10 months.
Was it be there 10 months? Yes, be there 10 months.
In your trend, say be or no ne break 2024 no. I buy my clearance for how many people?
Okay.
Now, or say 2025. Now, no, see, Mrs. I buy my clearance. Tobo clearance, no, because you see, any appointment letter, no, because you had the problem, ya back a seno. Yes, say, me, mu am I, and say, a Nipano Bebre got into the system, various regions now, clearance in your home.
Okay.
It's one of the things, problems. Eti, as I see a bisa minister, I know what by mu say 2024. Mumma clearance for how many teachers to be employed. And now the young fan says clearance, Anglophone in the which is not true. But what the young fan says 2024 clearance, mo fair nipa omni ya intium come ya. No, abaveka 20 something. Was it 20? Obi. Yes, sir. On say, oh yes, sir. So dilute. And yes, we born Kenya no cre. I can tell you on authority. Oh, portron for less than him. Me me boss me aka
teacher no kasa no cre.
There be one say, be say number no. Oh, Drew say on some buy. I empathize with them. Obi easy. But you see,
but who kasa do kind no cre. Na me tell you teacher no kind
no boy. Number no and
teacher no boy.
Number no.
You see, okay. I think 6,000 or 6,000 be true.
Obi na me I also no say 20 something thousand.
True, let's
say interview.
Obi also say 20.
Yeah. I don't know if I got the number wrong and I said that's what he said. But I'm verify.
You see, so me say nipa ba kokra. SSC come wasem. And I'm saying, you see, baby, I'm a minister. Enya sir. Enya dia o ministry no. Now for nipa without clearance. Oh yes, sir. Kenya ne say to me. It is Kenya say no ha. Uti Kenya ne say ka wa ha. Wo confidence no. Sani awa no odin. Say o yes aniema na. Ka yoko frɛ wo nka o mai. So, it will be shani ye. O mai ya won kwaje clearance. O fe ni
so person chese. O mo wo fiesi and o mo nye den. O mo nye den there. We bu say o mo nye den.
But you see, medium nim see a very resolve. Ba o mo nya mai.
We
need clearance.
14 months.
Yeah, me say, SSA, ebi omo kwaje extension bi of which omo say omaye. No omo ye nipa etimi capture omo no with the extension omo beto clearance omo enyo bia because clearance no was definite. It is a fancy clearance na e kwaje extension kra no because ebi no wo ha omo clearance no but omo anyo omo processes nentem. And na ewe it ya no the kwaje extension account. No mo need clearance no. We need clearance. And a clearance na bana. That's the thing. Na ba eba there be eba. Oh, cancel your doka 14 eba. I mean, you a lawyer. It take effect from when? What's the clearance in there? No, I can say you are paying 14 months before. Ordinarily, it doesn't work like that. Minister, I keep calling you minister. I keep
it is like you say for 14 months. It will be 2 months.
Probability.
Oh, be probability who can there.
Reasonable probability.
Oh, me come for months. The also can learn about soka. Oh, but say 14 man no me juma no. Like this about me 2 months back.
Na so obisa 14 man. Obisa 14 months here for juma da me.
Oh no, see November.
It's November now why na wa. But one for to payrolls. You see who is talking? Me person ya be na manyosemo. November.
But you and I know say public service it was a certain process.
Yes.
But it is number 14 months. It's number 14 months.
Na process na nwie na you know
validity.
No, nya buy fee of validity of the clearance expired. This is right. Obisa obi obeka cho.
We tried. Chomoka.
Who your minister?
Chomoka.
See, what's it your
Chomoka?
We just have to no ni idea catch you above na. Ya the contesto. Obi. And MPP.
Okay, MPP confirmation say okay say a little over 6,000. Omo total no. A little over 6,000. Yes.
Okay, that clarifies.
So there say am pay as a drink as
a little over 6,000. Yeah, I think I got there.
And you know so omo 6,000.
A little over 6,000.
A little over 6,000. And no na ehwe omo ni aso so obi ansan kana because the fact I also have and say yes they were the number was around 6,000. They've been able to, because some koji extension, no, the Oma Yama be braina.
The Omaya no, Ojitumu said the Omaya no last month. Omo ya 1 month amo munyi. Anya no mo ka ho asem. The arrears no ho asem no mo ka. Last month
one month into on cry when you want.
Yeah, 1 month, 1 month.
But say arrears no come once. Or say arrears no
14 months.
It be 10 months.
So you see, 12. Yes, send American. On say you didn't come up in yana. Ben American may emphasize it, but you see genuinely problem.
Yeah.
Because same pussy a cocoje we nasi yeah. In PMP no say system never recognize when BBI regular.
Sure.
But I think there's so many special dispensation. Omi Ghana for. You see, yemi anmudi omachia. Ebe hadwen. Enti eba na say ya odi enya hwe. O da bi hadwen mo a. Enya it's a mo nyama mo chada no ma ye nyama na ban emo ma ba benya. O ha nyame nti ye beto ye bo ase ahwem. Omunya abotre man ba bia eso sempo ese ye bibia foforo kra. Ye be ya mombo omunya abotre because so omo hu say ban na ye.
Omo demonstration na chena de omo nye. Omo ma ban to the end of the month. Ban anye de.
To ye demo ni wi a. Kroma se mega demo. Kroma when hu say demo bia demo aso problem bi da.
It's more money demonstrations.
Engage the people.
They've been engaging for 14 months.
Engage.
Oh, senior.
There be
engaging for how many months?
Obi, what I mean, cause you better resolve. Now, almost then, hey, and no one who said, "Come Obi, hey, cream,
commodity,
macroeconomic indicators now conform. They will say,
electricity
Papa leader, the whole world they hear.
Afenyo marking.
Osahene.
Yes.
What's the macroeconomics in the D?
Yes, because if the macroeconomic does not reflect in the micro,
omo use macro no. The kase akofo untiese electricity kofo. Once make kasa make catch say no cre. Mijitum but they no trem double standards.
What is the double standards?
And the macroeconomics factor
what is the double standards?
It is. Do you go to see and carry? There be. I'm saying and carry.
They see your parliament. They see your parliament.
Almost say another.
Obi.
I'm saying that the macroeconomic indicators are way before.
Some macro number form. What is the use of the macro? It is not a conjecture. It's a point. The point
and I reflect here. What's happening then? No moment to say now. Miracles are what macroeconomic indicators.
And the Oba buying a basso.
Hey!
Now
catch miracles so
but it should reflect. It should reflect.
Reflected.
But you see, reflected.
Oh, they been said they reflected.
Reflected.
I
said yes, reflected. Yes, capital some reflected. Maybe person talk go. Now me talk go saying.
Oh, now talk.
Maybe to 3001.
3001.
Okay, we get I
do 15.
This is what do even. Who dey 2005?
Who said say ne?
Who dey
20 cedis ah. Enki ebenya.
Who dey 2005? Who dey 2005?
Me na am say dollar.
Yeah, 3001. Na na go for the
3.7 electricity enter so.
The macro must reflect in the micro.
Me na say.
94.7 Asempa FM. Yeah, sorry, yeah the Asempa yetia. Ebremo. Me need your sable so. Good evening.
Area busia enti ensem no na yakọ akwakuti edi aba no, and I've told you the lawyer Beidu, in fact member of parliament Edema Akwatia constituency lawyer lawyer wa bin papa lawyer wa bin, and lawyer is very smart. Makacho was MPP for nipa MPP ni eni kwanse oye den oji MPP ni di nipa MPP ni obi a sebi ono no susu se wunya MPP ni a sebi wunnim nyansa. Nipa MPP ni esusu se onye MPP ni a sebi nyado unni hwie. What in a mature na say into your mobile no mu TV ni radio no so dia ensema won se Denis Mrakos abwaji be kasae ensema enitire eni nan ensema mo ankasa nim se ensema mo kan sabi eye bosiremika eye kohwisem eye huridi fradansem eye adanko daada adwensem enso na NPP fo ayiyiro omukon huntintini na NPP fo ayeden ayiyiro omukon huntintin no mo ede kan semiwe ombre kon mo ankasa nim se nsema mo kan any basis for layman basis kwa no oni bi yeti kurom na petrol bo ehuru ekogina 17 per gallon even akoya kodu 23 cedis per gallon ana per liter abusi yenti kurom na tema oil refinery MPP for gu no yenti kurom mebisa tema oil refinery MPP for ba omo mfa mun sanka yenti kurom na Ghana Airways egu ye MPP for do musa kan ye yenti kurom na Kofor bus a omo sesa ba yi MPP for ekotwitwa ton ye eton bi 2000 bus e ton 2500 bibisa o yenti kurom na abusia eti se MPP ni betena TV so betena radio so na wo kan nsem bia na se bi wonso nim se de Ghana yem politics city na wonhu se de niema esi kwa wanhwe ya ebeye o se MPP ni kan kore enso ne uni MPP ni ti we eyentro kuto na orizi ntro orizi odi ntro kakra meka ne se MPP ni enka no kore the moment I be flow MPP ni bia no automatically you tend to be what liar ede na bomia nyi no okurum bomia ka kire Ghana for so bechi dollar en na hyedan mu na wo de kia koma IGP den tanka bonu anase meboa IGP buanu opon buanu wantimi ama dollar jinsamu ewi akire eloki bomia ede ne kwose economy wurumu esan di kino ekoma foreign exchange what in a make sure say it is ankofo e ba Ghana ebedi atro akese e mani nuku as if say they can build this country to a certain level and e mani bedu say they can build this country to a certain level but ankofo ye ntimi anye they told Ghanaians so mbe boa ma Ghana konanim akufaro ka kire Ghana fo nyina se ono oba 1 cedi $1 adenya wakufa Alhaji Bomia nyansa nyina Nyankopon de adom no ampa so na nyansa e woni tiremu all of a sudden Bomia ebedi Ghana economic management team from 2017 to 2025 January 6 na Bomia ni ebu na sini na atiko abusun ediam bon na MPP fo anhye e wokuruma di e kan MPP fo asem ya na eyi obi se omega de abusun ya mi studio light dum na mami mfa wonsi mesro so be subscribe na wa like this particular very video mesro mo fanche me studio na nkasa me light na dum eto hwe animu na sesa enye me bo apaye mo fanche me kan send ye mapuru so bi ba ni na mu media share next time ye be kasa why nti mo fanche me sa aba ni se Nyankopon hyira makra bye bye.